As our brothers sisters knows, that we are carrying a kind of freedom struggle. Here, my main concern is the preservation of Tibetan Buddhist culture and Buddhist spirituality, because now this moment, as it is that unique cultural heritage as well as the Buddhist spirituality is really facing extinction, threat of extinction.
That crackdown of Chinese force during the 1959 uprising, a number of people, including His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the spiritual and temporal head of Tibet, has to take shelter in India, the neighborly country, and also the origin of Buddhism. And we feel that it is a tragic in a historical event as a nation or as a people, but in that catastrophe, we find something very satisfying and very positive thing is that we come back to the land of our Lord. We come back to the place where our sacred religion, the Buddhism, was originated. The people who forgotten the values and the spirituality, and they become more and more concerned for wealth, money, and worldly sensual pleasures. The Tibet problem is a symptom of the human problem which prevailed in this globe these days. It is violence, it is violation of human rights. All these are basically due to the loss of values for the human life. And only the money and only the economy, only the material gain is become the essence of the human life. That has destroyed the entire human outlook. And the Tibet problem is one of the symptoms of these basic human problems.
I mean, this is the kind of people that we want everyone to be. We want them to be nonviolent. What we do is we ignore them, and it's a very, very sad case. So today I'm very depressed.
I think the thing not to forget here is that there are 6 human beings in the tent next door. And these 6 human beings represent 6 million Tibetans, inside and outside of Tibet.
What is Tibet was? What is going now? UN Secretary cannot solve our problem. UN General Secretary is just business to collection of the richest continent. But poor people, they don't care. But we are human beings, must be think.
I want to say something about my freedom for all of people. I'm a Tibetan. As an artist, I'm a holder of traditional.
Doctor Chikri Tony, Tarangze, Shake, Samlo Tonga Nangu, Tatuga Lepsa. The way you see Nubula, Ya, Comashu, Roa, Ransoso, Langly, Ya, Samlo Tang, Roa, Samlo Tang, Ransoso, Lumba, the Ha, Ranze, when they have Samlo Tinda, Tongu, see it.
I know human life is very precious life. But all of Tibetan, all of 6 million Tibetan is more important than one individual life. 6 million people is more important than one individual person. That's why I was in this indefinite hunger strike.
Tanto in around Mutin, Sejong or the egg, TS Teba, Mutise. Totando, Pejan, Jonga, the ocean, and issue the ocean, Pesadilla, Pesadecabura Sunday. This will just in a shadow holder. The gazing on Mashipo and some shot and the chill and in Macabe Maveti, Debra. She Narayana Mutun, Narang, drag to you, Deba, Sejong or Ranga. Arashiva and Aragiva and Kaizen, Arapet Kora, Solo Dance, and Arang and Sembla Zamatanga Chase, and Telego and the red. This one's a Petkoranga Tanda in the Mutun, the Dubai. The Tandaba to Dani Simber and the Cuba met and the Dani soon has a doge and a Mutun the V. Tarain.
Ces derniers mots, le 21 avril, il y a 5 jours. Ces derniers mots avant de mourir, il a dénoncé l'inaction des Nations Unies quant aux souffrances des Tibétains sous le joug chinois au Tibet. Il est très triste que les Nations Unies se préoccupent uniquement des situations où il y a violence et attentats. Et ça finit. Voilà mes derniers mots.
Tibet lost its freedom due to the blunders of the Tibetan people, and it's only due to the blunders of the Tibetan people that China had been able to maintain its illegal occupation of Tibet to this day. Hence, the restoration of Tibet's freedom can only be brought about by us, the Tibetan people.
Everybody knows that His Holiness the Dalai Lama is a temporal and spiritual head of the Tibetans, and that is obvious to everyone. But for me, His Holiness is not only the spiritual and temporal head of Tibet, and I shall have to respect to that, being one of the Tibetan citizen. Apart from that, he is my teacher, he is my guardian, he is my guide. And in personal relationship, he never appears to be a head of state or a head of country. He seems to be a very near, close friend and a very caretaking person who always take care of the other.
March is very, very important for us because that is the day on which the entire Tibetan people unitedly, unanimously, consolidately raised up against the Chinese misrule. Immediate after the conflict between the Chinese military force in Tibet, they have cracked down on the Tibetan civilians on 21st, 22nd March, during which more than 25,000 people were killed within one day in and around Lhasa, and then which lead to repression for all 5-6 years thereafter in the name of the cleansing the people involved in the uprising, and which was the highest number of torture and death during the Chinese occupation. So therefore, the 10th March is very, very important for the Tibetan national life. The essence of Buddhism is to give freedom from suffering to all the sentient beings. The basic principle of Buddhism is that all sentient beings are basically equal, interdependent, and indispensable to each other. Because all sentient beings are equal, they are suffering. All sentient beings are equal, they are ignorant. On the basis of this equality, a social order is to be created, and that is based on loving kindness and interdependence and cooperation. The soul of Tibet is the understanding of the importance of non-violence and the preservation of the tradition of non-violence, and to share it with the humanity at large, and to also to take care of all the sentient beings, all the globe. The word satyagraha is an Indian language coined by Mahatma Gandhi. I like this word very much, so I adopted this without any change. Satya means the truth, agra means to insist upon it or to hold upon it, not to give up. It is our duty, our birth duty. The people of Tibet has a unique duty of preserving and disseminating the unique tradition of inner sciences, the spirituality and the morality and the ethics for the entire humanity. It is the fight between the truth and the falsehood, between the justice and the injustice, between the right and wrong. So this is the basic idea of satyagraha. Satyagraha do not ask independence, satyagraha do not ask autonomy, or satyagraha do not ask any political status. Satyagraha asks the situation inside Tibet is not correct, and it has to be changed. It has to be changed in accordance with the inspirations of the Tibetan people, and they must have the basic human dignity and the basic human right to uphold the universal responsibility and to uphold their inner sciences and spiritual heritage, which is important for entire humanity. When Tibetan refugees arrived in India in 1959-1960, the then Prime Minister Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru wrote letters to all the chief ministers of the various states asking where the Tibetan refugees can be settled. And at that time, the Karnataka state, Shri Nijlingappa was the chief minister, and he took a great interest for the Tibetan refugees, and he wrote back to Nehruji that the Karnataka state can offer large area of lands for the Tibetan settlements. Population-wise also they are highest populated, and they have schools in their camps. So it is well compact Tibet community, and where the preservation of culture and dissemination of our heritage was more easy.
What is identity in this world? Identity is nothing but a person who has a sort of background where one can rely historically. If he has no history, what roots he has? What is boundary? What is boundary, first of all? No boundary at all. There is no boundary at all. It's only the mental thought which brings the boundary. I really don't know what is nation, first of all. I really don't know what is boundary, first of all. I'm talking about the individual person as being a Tibetan. And what is a Tibetan? I'm not talking about the boundary at all. I'm talking about the identity of the individual person as a Tibetan.
In the north, they have more exposure to the Indian culture, more mixed with the Indian people. Therefore, the culture preservation seems to be a little more difficult than that of the south settlement camps. Intellectual strength is more in north, particularly in Dharamshala, because the high officials, scholars, and academic persons, either they reside there or they visit quite often to Dharamshala, being Dharamshala is the temporary capital of the Tibet government in exile. So therefore, Dharamshala is more or less the academic and intellectual center for the Tibetans.
My village situated the last end of the Tibet. All the village people come to my house, have breakfast, go to the field, and all the work together to plow, to sow, whatever is to be done. And then lunchtime, they sit on the field. Our family members carry food on the field. They take food, and then they work till the end of the day. Then end of the day, they eat a lot of beer and dance around the fire, and then goes home. So that was the lifestyle. The next day, the other house, next day, the other house. So everybody is working together throughout the year. Then when 49, the end of 49, it was about December 49, the Communist China attacked. And the people get together, or the three district chiefs decided to resist violently. And they resist for about 8 months. Our village men altogether might be 400, 500. And China comes in several thousands. And then they have automatic guns and machine guns. So there's no comparison. New arrivals, of course, there's a lot of difficulties. Naturally, the entire refugees are now have to come through Nepal. And once they arrived within the Nepal territory, then they are received well by the reception center set up by the government in exile. So every year, 5,000-6,000 of refugees are arriving for the last 5-6 years. Then we shall have to help them, we shall have to educate them, and they go back and work in Tibet. People are not going back, then the relation between in exile and the inside Tibet would be become weaker and weaker. So going back is important, in spite of the risk. As far as the identity of new generations who have born and brought up in India during last about 40 years, of course there is a lot of contradictions. There is a lot of people who have lost faith in themselves and are confused and influenced by liquor, smoke, drugs, and whatnot. There are this kind of youngsters. Everybody has the spirit of fighting for freedom. That I must say. And as far as the consciousness for preservation of their own culture heritage, and as far as the spirit of fighting for the Tibet cause, it is ever increasing, they are not decreasing.
my karma is comes. Nobody can stop me to die. You know. I will die because karma led me to die. So there is no karma for lost my life. I think it's a new life.
Tanga tu one de la samuli tena draw me in the channel ngans la draw me totan de gore dene ngai one draw me totan to la zunen chigre ngaras pebajigu che to mare one zambling chazanla draw me totan yuwaina Bilan bebe Bilan çöşü lo Bilan çöşü We want to struggle our freedom with the part of non-violence, non-violence part, So non-violence is the weapons of our Tibetans, I lost everything. I lost my identity, So still now, I have no identity. I have only left that I have an identity of refugee.
This is the baby the So I want to, in the future, I want to make an identity of myself and to my own people, you know. And that is my motivation and my determinations of my future life. It's very important to know what's going on in Tibet, you know. So it's not only danger for Tibet, you know. It's also danger for whole global, you know. So it's very serious, you know. So we have to change this. We have to change this world, you know, to make a better world. You know. Younger generation, don't get a job, you know. They have no way, you know. Then they just enjoying, you know, their life, you know.
When we're hungry, we'll try to get. If you don't get, you don't get. It's your karma. Stay there. There's so many in the West.
Yeah, we expect many things, yeah.
Maybe like
and we have many aims, and we have our own goal, yeah,
you know?
To do something. But
yeah,
what we can do here,
but it's fashion.
Yeah, not much. I don't know.
It's very serious situation in our society because, you know, most of exile Tibetan, they are after money. It's necessary to be after money, you know, but it's too much, you know. So it's really important to act like that, you know, to wake up all the Tibetans and to change the mind of a coming generation, you know, to put a big feeling of, you know, losing freedom to our to our younger generations.
The situation of Tibetan people is passing through in great darkness. Perhaps in the entire history of Tibet people, such dark period has never occurred before. The people, the spiritual tradition, the heritage of inner sciences, the uniqueness of Tibet cultural and its identity is now at the verge of extinction. But I do believe very strongly that this dark period will not remain forever. There will be end of this dark period, and there will be certainly a period of daylight, the period of the most beautiful morning, which would be enjoyable for the benefit of all sentient beings. With this faith, and because the cause of Tibet is based on truth and justice, the truth will prevail, and the morning of the justice will definitely come around sooner or later. With this hope, we all Tibetans live on.